Hi folks, John with the Wingman 115 channel. Thanks for checking in. Today we're doing a quick archery vlog and we're going to be talking about the old school Bear 76ers. Now, if you follow along on most of my social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, every once in a while I post photos of me coming out here shooting these old bows. One, because they're just fun, and the cool factor is just off the chart. So this one happens to be a 50-pound bow. It's AMO 58 inches. So I happened to find a string that I had in my collection out there. Now, word of caution, safety check these bows before you shoot them. Some of these bows are in their late 40s and getting close to 50 years old, and you might develop things like little stress fractures in the limbs. Keep an eye out for stuff like that. If it gets any worse than that, I'll stop shooting with these limbs. But let's send some arrows downrange. Getting a little time in today with this old Bear 76er. Love shooting these old bows. They're getting harder to find on the internet, and they're getting more expensive, as folks like me that grew up with them want them. They sure are fun to shoot. I wish Bear would bring back like a commemorative issue. I think they would do really good. Now for some thoughts on this Bear 76er. First off, I reached out to Bear Archery. Let's bring it in close here. We got to have a personal conversation. I reached out to Bear Archery a couple weeks ago, and I hit them with a suggestion. I said, you guys ought to bring back the 76er or the Minuteman, and you guys are going to sell thousands of bows. There's a huge market out there that is looking for nostalgic old school bows. Let me tell you, most of the stuff is about a feeling. When you buy something, it's because you have an awesome feeling for it. And these bows bring back great memories of our youth in the 70s, in the 80s. I mean, when I was a kid, I was looking through magazines and I always wanted one of these Bear 76ers. Back in the day, you could usually get them at drugstores, department stores, mail order. We lived in such a remote part of northern Maine that that just wasn't an option, and I really wanted one of these bows. And I was shooting my dad's Browning Cobra, and I have a really good video on that. I'll leave that in the video description down below. And my dad wasn't having any of me shooting his Browning Cobra. That was his baby. So for my 15th birthday, he bought me a Bear WhiteTail Hunter compound bow. So I have a story on that. I'll link that in the video as well. And as I got older, I was like, man, I really wanted one of these. So with the advent of the internet and eBay and a bunch of the different trading websites, I was able to get my hands on a few of these bows, and I just love them. This one's 50 pounds. I mean, they were meant for youth, young adults, and such. Bow fishing, bow hunting. I mean, if I would have had this up in northern Maine as a kid, I'm telling you, we were living the life of like Davy Crockett on the frontier up there back in the mid to late 70s, and it would have been awesome to have one of these bows. They're nearly indestructible, fiberglass limbs, magnesium riser. It even has spots for bow sights. You can put a bow fishing reel or a stabilizer on there. There was just so many ways to configure this. If somebody out there's listening that's an authority at Escalade Sports or Bear Archery, I'm telling you, these bows are the cat's meow. And if you really want to grow the sport, I know that compound, you guys tell me that compound's 90% of the sport, and I'm going to call BS on that. A lot of people that shoot trad don't go to target events. They don't do competitions and such. They're like me, shooting in their backyard. They're like me, going out hunting, and they're not broadcasting it a lot. So I think the numbers, I'm going to step up here where you guys can see me. I think the numbers are skewed a little bit in that regard. But Bear, if you're listening, I'm telling you guys are going to sell thousands of these bows. Now, I'm going to do a detailed video on the Bear 76ers. I'll probably include the Minuteman, and I have a few of the Tiger Cats. I have a, Bearcat. I have a takedown Bearcat with wooden limbs as well. It looks just like a Minuteman. So if anybody out there, I'm reaching out. If you have information, great stories, Fred Bear, grayling stories, just little intel nuggets that would go really good in a video, please reach out to me, get a hold of me, either message me, or I have my email address on my YouTube page. I would love to talk to you, and I would love to do a good quality historic video on these bows. I think that we need to document that stuff. Enough rambling. Awesome bow, still shoots great. You can find them on eBay. They're getting a little pricey. If you find them at a garage sale, 50 bucks or under, I'm telling you, you guys hit the lotto. If they have them, buy them all. You're not gonna go wrong. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Take care, folks. Get out there and shoot, grab a kid, teach them archery.